Welcome back, boys. We return to you on the flip side of Rivalry Week and what was possibly the worst weekend of sports of all time. Nick, welcome back to the show. How are things going over there? Give us your 2 cents.
Um, yeah, no, the weekend fucking sucked.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into our first game then. First up, we had Glizz Mafia. They're showing a lot of life here late in the season. They get their third Kiffin Award of the year. 192 to 137 dominant victory over FaZe Kev.
Yeah, this was just one of those weeks for Glizz Mafia where it really didn't matter what they did. The result was going to be a first down. 2-yard run on first down, first down. Sack on 3rd and 17, first down. Punting, we're going to fucking punt the ball on 4th down. Oh, the other team catches it. Oh, guess what? Glizz Mafia, first down. All right. They just couldn't do no wrong this week. And along with all those first downs, we had some touchdowns as well. Josh Jacobs blew up this week. Everybody's talking about it. 230 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Huge. What was it? 80-something yard touchdown to seal the game. Huge day from him. Miles Sanders putting on 2 touchdowns himself on Sunday Night Football, pretty much knocking my Packers out of the fucking season. He scored 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins with a touchdown, 24 points. CeeDee Lamb probably should have scored a touchdown. They didn't call it a touchdown. 20 points nonetheless. Dalton Schultz, 2 touchdowns. A.J. Brown, touchdown. Like, what more can you ask for? Like, everybody's producing this week. It was one of those weeks for Glizz Mafia. And, yeah, FaZe Kev kind of just ran into a buzzsaw. 190-something point, touchdowns galore. Josh Jacobs going off. Everything you want for Glizz Mafia coming down the stretch here is they got one more week to try to get themselves into the playoffs.
Yeah, for FaZe Kev here, a lot of good performances, but like Nick just said, they just kind of ran into a buzzsaw this week. Josh Allen playing against the Lions, good of the week as any to get back over the 30-point mark on Thanksgiving. His team actually had a really scary Thanksgiving performance. St. Brown also adding 27 of his own, including a touchdown. And then Chiefs defense had a nice day themselves with 23. There's just a few too many bad players in here. Will Lutz, -1. And then Ingram with 0.9 and Pierce with only 3 were other notable performances for them as well. Just dropped the game in an unfortunate spot. They could have gotten first place, but just ran into too difficult of a test this week. See if they're able to bounce back and maybe get some mojo going heading in the playoffs. All right, second game up. We had another complete bludgeoning this week. We had Sticky Mistakes calling their shot exactly as planned. The only thing that was PC Principal limped to triple digits by 0.6, but still 189 to 100 dominant performance for Sticky Mistakes, and this was just really a total bludgeoning from the start. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns and 150 yards rushing would lead him to 37 points. He is proven to be one of those fantasy quarterbacks that just steals points on the ground. Jones with a nice day as well, 20 points of his own. Garrett Wilson, this team traded away Diggs early in the year, but Garrett Wilson proven to be a suitable replacement for the time being. 27 points from him, and then 29 from Jefferson. We see every week Jefferson continuing to be one of the best, if not the best receivers in the league. And then 2 big days from Panthers players. Don't see that too often. 22 from Moore and 25 from the Panthers defense. They would roll the victory in very impressive fashion this week. They have one last chance to maybe escape the toilet bowl with some tiebreakers. See if they're able to get it done again this week.
I would say Sticky Mistakes called their shot perfectly. PC Principal got a little half point, pity at the end of the day for being a little towel. So just squeak them over triple digits. But I'll consider Sticky Mistakes as basically an oracle on this one. Running backs here. Ouch. Kamara, 3.5 points, 2 fumbles lost. That was tough. Michael Carter, 4.6 points. He ended up going out with an injury, hoping that he's going to be able to bounce back and be ready to go this week. He was going up against the Bears. You would normally expect a big day out of that, but he exited with an injury. So hope the best for Michael Carter there. Tyreek, Keenan Allen, and TJ Hawkinson all played pretty well here. 14, 15, 14 points. But the Tyler Boyd stack past couple weeks with Joe Burrow has just really not been working out for PC Principal. Another kind of dud performance from him. Luckily, the Bengals special teams were kind of able to, do a little bit. They weren't even able to match Adams' defense in itself. But again, overall, just not a great week here for PC Principal. They were hoping to get a win here, try to escape the toilet bowl, but I mean, they're going to be in the thick of it and going to have to be battling to get out of the lake here in the coming weeks.
All right, moving on to our third game of the week. This one was a heartbreaker. We came in off 4 straight wins. We fall to our rivals, the Cheekles, 134 to 113.
This was a big week for the Cheekles. They needed this one as they had, 7 straight losses or 6 straight losses, something ridiculous. So all started out with Justin Herbert here, trying to get him back on track. He's been kind of battling those bruised ribs, throughout most of the season. He looked in great form, leading that final touchdown drive, 2-point conversion to put the Chargers ahead and get a nice damn near 40-point game for the Cheekles. Jonathan Taylor looked really good on Monday Night Football as he was able to get a touchdown, almost had 2, as he was just under 20 points. Travis Etienne did exit the game after only a couple carries with an injury, hoping for the best for him. Hope he can have a quick and speedy recovery, as the Cheekles are definitely going to need his production to escape the lake once again. But luckily for the Cheekles, they were able to kind of bounce back from that dud performance from Etienne with the injury. DeAndre Hopkins getting a touchdown, Njoku getting a touchdown, Jeff Wilson getting a touchdown. Getting some big touchdown points there from some of their players down the lineup there. And special teams played pretty well. Bucker, 14 points. Can't ask for much more out of your kicker. And big win to get the Cheekles back on track here. Is again, they're gonna be in the toilet bowl, so they're gonna try to build a little momentum heading in there.
Yeah, for us on the flip side here, this is really just a disappointing one. We never like to see a loss, but especially when it comes to this team. But really, this was just not our best performance. And when you play like we did, you can't really be expecting too many wins. Christian McCaffrey, only 8. He seemed like he was kind of banged up throughout. So we don't expect that to continue to be a problem, but it's, so we need a little bit more production than that. And then the rest of our 3-headed monster, Adams and Kelsey, neither of them got over 20. No one else on our team got over 20. No one like by themselves really played that bad, but we didn't have enough like total firepower to get us over the top this week. We just can't have that as we approach the playoffs here. We're gonna continue practicing hard, make some changes that need to be made, and make sure we're playing our best football heading in the playoffs. All right, our 4th matchup of the week, we had the Wallace Pluto improving to 6-6 in their constant strive for mediocrity, taking down Francy Feast by a score of 136 to 126.
I think the biggest question of the year is, since we have an odd number of regular season games, does Wallace Pluto finish above 500 or under 500? Because they can't finish 500. So, question's going to be answered this week. But week 12, Wallace Pluto, guess what? Staying woke, buddy. As they came in here, big win over Francy Feast, their rival. All started with their running backs here. James Conner, big game, 120 yards, touchdown, 20 points. Saquon Barkley, only 40 yards on the ground, but was able to sneak in for a touchdown and salvage his day. DK Metcalf with a big game, 90 yards receiving. Adam Thielen with a big game, getting into the end zone on 9 receptions. And then kind of down the lineup here, the whole Ravens team basically. You got Andrews, Justin Tucker with 15 points, damn near 20 if he makes that last kick. And the Ravens defense, all rounding it out. As we're talking about it all year. As Wallace Pluto drops one, they pick one up. They pick one up, they drop one. So we'll see next week if they're going to be over 500 or not. But seems again like mediocrity bowl destined for them once again. But big win for them this week.
Yeah, for the Francy Feast, they were looking to make some real strides this season. They dropped one last week with some controversy surrounding it, and then they come in and drop another one, ending their playoff hopes this season. And we, as the front office of the league, just really hate to see that. One bright spot for this team, though, Kyler Murray was able to get 28. Looks like he was able to take a week off from playing Call of Duty. They also had a pretty solid day from the running back room. Henry 15, maybe like to see a little more, but still not bad nonetheless. And then Stevenson with 20 of his own. And then going down the rest of the lineup, no one played too bad by themselves. Maybe a couple single-digit performances, but not a bad loss for this team at all, but definitely an untimely loss, as we said, their playoff hopes. However, hopefully they're able to get a win. They could still sneak out of the toilet bowl off some tiebreakers this week, but we'll have to see how that goes for them. All right. And now for our fifth and final matchup, we had the Pams taking down the Cleveland Steamers 136-128. Cleveland Pams really looking like they're going to be the Cleveland Steamers kryptonite. Definitely been the point to this point, and based on this game, looking like it's going to continue to be the case. Lamar with a nice 26. He did have a fumble, but he was able to bounce back. Still a pretty good score out of him. A little bit average throughout here. You don't really see too many 20-point performances. Only 3 from Campbell, only 5 from Kittle. But then bottom of the lineup here, real big performance. Dolphins defense scoring 35 of their own, two picks and a touchdown and a fumble recovery. It's going to give them a really big performance. That would end up really being the difference for them this week. They're able to get yet another win over the Cleveland Steamers, and they improved to 6-6 with one final chance to make the playoffs this upcoming week.
Yeah, rivalry week, all fun, some nice banter between friends, some good shit talking going on. You take it a step too far when you call the fucking feds on another team's team captain. All right. We're coming back from the train from Michigan. We weren't going to be able to get the boys ready before the 1:00 games, get everybody ready for rivalry week. So the selfless leader that he is, Odell Beckham, was like, you know what, coach? I got you. I'm going to fly out. I'm going to get the boys ready to go, and we're going to have a great fucking week, okay? And all of a sudden, the cops get an anonymous tip that a certain Odell Beckham might be under the influence of drugs on the plane. Yeah, sure, he was looking maybe a little nauseous, okay? He's been carrying a poop all week, ready to go, dropping it on Sunday, okay? Of course he's going to look a little nauseous, okay? But you know what? That's fucking Bush League, Lem. That's real fucking Bush League. Calling 12, having feds do a sweep on the plane for a team captain Odell, that's real fucking Harbaugh of you, buddy. All right? So, fuck you, Pams. Calling the feds on team captain Odell. This is just going to fuel the fire for next year, man. Now we're really pissed off. We had some great rivalry weeks, some great banter, some great shit talking. This is taking it a step too far, buddy. You better fucking watch yourself. Next time we see you, it's going to be hands on site, okay? We do want to shout out the Pams players, though. Similar to the Washington Commanders. You don't hate the Washington Commanders players just because they have a shit owner, but we gotta shout out the Pams players, man. They definitely beat us this week. We didn't have the best week. Definitely some things to improve on here. Just like kind of overall, gotta do better going into the playoffs, back-to-back 120-something point weeks. Can't have that in the playoffs. So we're gonna have to, turn some things around, get going this week. But just know that we're fucking pissed off now. So any types of people that think we're just lollygagging to the end of the season, you're fucking wrong now. We're locked in. We're pissed off. Odell, he's pissed.
All right, so that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Fuck you, Lem.
No notes about your own players this week.
I gave you notes about Odell.
Okay.
That's a team captain, baby.
All right. Well, I guess with that, we will be moving on. We're going to take a look ahead at the Week 13 schedule as we round out the regular season. Everyone has their last chance to battle for seeding and playoff position or toilet bowl position, depending on where you're at. First matchup, we got Texas size 10 Force taking on Glizz Mafia in a matchup that will never say never, but should be the deciding factor for the North Division this year. So that'll obviously a lot at stake there. Second matchup, we got Philly Cheekles taking on the Cleveland Steamers. Philly Cheekles ending their losing streak last week. Looking at Cleveland Steamers looking to hold on to first and get back in the win column after a devastating loss and the loss of their team captain temporarily. Third matchup, we got FaZe Kev taking. Oh wait, Nick, how are you planning to beat the Cheekles next week?
Well, Cheekles just got off a losing streak. Sorry, Blake, but you kind of run into a week where we're pissed off. FaZe did a sweep on our team captain, so we're gonna start you on another losing streak. Sorry, buddy.
All right, third matchup, we got FaZe Kev sitting at 9-3, looking to maybe squeak out first place heading into the playoffs, taking on Francy Feast sitting at 5-7, hoping to escape the toilet bowl. Fourth matchup, we got Wallace Pluto sitting 6-6. We'll find out which side of 500 they'll fall on at the end of the year. Taking on PC Principal, looking to gain any sort of momentum before the toilet bowl. And then last matchup, we got Pams looking to sneak into the playoffs, taking on Sticky Mistakes, looking to sneak out of the toilet bowl. And then a quick look through our standings. Cleveland Steamers still in first place over FaZe Kev after both dropped a game last week. But they're both in the playoffs, obviously. Wallace Pluto currently sitting outside on tiebreakers at 6-6. And Francy Feast still in the toilet bowl, but could escape at 5-7. Cheekles locked in at 3-9. And then North Division, we sit atop at 7-5, and we take on Glizz Mafia at 6-6, and which will likely decide the division. Pams also looks at 6-6, hoping to squeak in on tiebreakers. Sticky Mistakes looking to escape the toilet bowl at 5-7, and PC Principal sitting at 4-8. That will do it for us this week. Nick, any final thoughts before we get off?
Yeah, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Was able to spend some time with family and friends. Yeah, we got another week, last week of the season. Everybody bring your best, except for if you're the Pams, fuck you.
All right, yeah, that'll do it for us this week. Make sure everyone gets in their last waiver wire transactions this week as well before it locks for the playoffs. And yeah, best of luck to everyone battling for playoff position this week. Make sure you set your best lineup, and let's enjoy ourselves another weekend. Peace out, boys.